Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us on this Friday, February 20th, 2026. I'm CJ LeMaster, your lead investigative reporter and your host for the WLBT Plus Digital News Desk Update. Thank you so much for joining us. Many of you watching right now on our Facebook and YouTube live streams. We're also live right now on our OTT platforms, so plenty of different ways to watch us, and we appreciate all of you joining us today. We've got a lot to catch up on. First, we want to tell you that we are still continuing to monitor this developing story, this situation at the University of Mississippi Medical Center. The state's largest hospital and only level 1 trauma center remains in crisis after that major ransomware attack we told you about yesterday. Now, all elective surgeries are canceled and clinics statewide are closed at least through today. That recovery is expected to take several days in terms of getting those systems back online, or at least to the point where they can use that. As of right now, they cannot access electronic medical records for their patients. Now, the ransomware attack forced the hospital to take down all of its electronic IT applications and services. Staff are now relying on manual processes, some recalling the days of pen and paper patient care. Patients already in the hospital are being monitored. Bedside equipment works, but nothing is connecting to the Epic system, which allows for all of this to be streamlined.
For those emergency patients that need our care, our emergency department is open.
I can assure you that at the point of care, all of our processes are intact. All of our equipment works. Patients are being cared for safely. So there will be no patient impact as a result of this downtime.
Now, the FBI is assisting, deploying local and national resources to assess the attack, but hospital leaders say there is no timeline for when those systems will be restored. Now, you might be wondering how often these cyber attacks happen at hospitals or medical facilities. According to a local cybersecurity expert, this is a daily issue. That's what expert James Phipps says. He tells us that cyber criminals don't necessarily, need your x-rays or blood test results. They want other information linked to your medical records, your social security number, date of birth, billing records. That's why Phipps says it's vital all health offices have additional cybersecurity measures to protect themselves and your information.
We've taken an aggressive stance that we don't like to pay the ransom because, in my opinion, that supports the ongoing project. So what we try to do, we try to have good backups in place. So if something happens, we can switch to the other system and keep moving. You may lose an hour for data, but you can still, that's better than being down.
Now, if you were recently treated at UMMC, you should begin monitoring your credit reports and bank accounts for any unauthorized activity. Again, at this point, we don't know just how much patient data was actually at risk here. UMMC has not mentioned that. Again, this cyber attack can take many forms. Some of the systems could have gone down, but then patient data may not have been leaked or may not have been, other people may not have had unauthorized access to that. So there are a lot of different ways that this could have gone down. And of course, there's not a lot of information that we know at this point because the hospital has not yet released it. The hospital and these federal agents that are assisting in the investigation may not even know the full extent of the breach at this point, but they are working to identify that. A proposed Jackson Water Authority bill would allow a portion of the city's sanitation fees to be used to help cover the water authority's debt. Now, this measure would actually create that is the wrong video. I'm sorry. There we go. The measure would create an additional revenue stream to pay down what's owed until the authority becomes financially stable. Under the proposal, the city could enter into an agreement with Hinds County to collect sanitation fees through annual property tax bills. A portion of those fees would then be directed to the water authority to address water and sewer debt. Now, Jackson currently charges residents a $37 monthly sanitation fee. City Attorney Drew Martin says adding the sanitation fee to property tax bills could significantly boost collections, increasing the rate from about 62% under Jackson Water to as high as 97% when collected by the county. Now, here is something that we have wondered about in Mississippi for a while. If you're a native Mississippian like me, it might actually happen. If a House bill becomes law, it would let Mississippi liquor stores sell 7 days a week. Those Sunday hours would still be optional. That is closer than we've ever seen really before. Under the bill, stores could open Sundays from 1 to 6 p.m., bringing Mississippi closer in line with neighboring states. Stores would not be required to participate. They could opt out. At the bottle shop, manager Sam Kumar says Saturdays are typically his busiest day.
The way people rush here on Saturday nights, the last minute rush, it's not actually safe for my customers.
Now, the bill moves to the Mississippi Senate, where State Representative Brent Powell notes it has not gained support in previous sessions. If approved and signed, though, it would take effect July 1st of this year. That is all the time we have for this edition of the WLBT Plus Digital News Desk Update. Nobody commenting on our Facebook or YouTube channels. Normally we get those comments out there and kind of have sort of a little back and forth, a little conversation. Everybody a little silent today. That's okay. Today is Friday. The weekend is almost here. Your First Alert weather team will be in here to let you know when those temperatures are going to drop next week. And of course, that will be at 2:30. And then our early evening newscasts begin at 4 p.m. right here on air and online. For everyone here at WLBT News, I'm CJ LeMaster, your lead investigative reporter and your host for the Digital News Desk Update every day, every weekday at 1 p.m. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you back here on Monday.